So when we talk about enhanced interrogation techniques and we talk about extraordinary rendition program, we talk about black sites to the public, those kind of those are overlapping programs, I think, to most of the American people when we're talking about these things. Um, I guess is it a net negative? All those programs, looking back over these last 20 years, based off what information and intelligence that we were actually able to garner from them, or were they a net positive? Now we have a little bit benefit of hindsight because we have 20 years of data to look at. And so what do you think about those things? Would the agency be better off? Would the country be better off had we not done those things? One, or two, had we done them and had they not come to light?
So I actually like the way you present the question because it is broad. There's overlap to it, but the American public sees it just as one effort. The idea of finding some place to detain and debrief combatants that you can't try in the Southern District of New York kind of makes sense, right? Who should do it? Should it be CIA? Should it be DOD? Because they're combatants after all. And just like any prisoner of war, doesn't the Department of Defense have a right to hold them somewhere? I'm no lawyer, but that seems what we always do in wartime. We capture combatants and we debrief them. The CIA got involved because no one else was able to do it, right? Department of Defense, for whatever reason, didn't have the authorities. FBI wouldn't touch them because they couldn't prosecute them. That the CIA would have to go and find some of these people to pick them up for detention, well, that's a covert activity. That kind of makes sense too. Where we fall off the face of the earth here is enhanced interrogation. So that was a program that was outsourced. It was actually developed by former Air Force psychologists. There weren't case officers involved, which I find extraordinary. It's America's premier foreign intelligence service, and you don't have our foreign intelligence collectors involved with debriefing people of information. You know, case officers, despite movies and books and what have you, we don't coerce agents into cooperating. There's no value to us. It's not just that you can't really assess what they're giving you. Is it true? Is it being deceptive? But do I want to go put my life in the hands of somebody I'm blackmailing who actually clandestinely in the middle of the night who can likewise kill me and just walk away? No. So, you know, it should have been case officers involved. I debriefed detainees, but as I dealt with people as a case officer, I used rapport, I used engagement with them, right? And I talk about that a little bit in my book. But the idea that we would subject detainees to the abuse that they went through is anathema to a case officer. I mean, we're all about the grease of rapport, making sure they're motivated, making sure it's in their interest to work with us and cooperate. I would tell you from the years that passed, it's not only the value of the intelligence from those programs did not come near meriting the cost to us because, you know, there's one passage in a public source about one particular terrorist, Hassan Ghul, and Hassan Ghul was an Al Qaeda facilitator, or I know too well. It's all out in public, and he was caught by a partner service, turned over to us, but before it turned over, pretty much told us as much as he would tell us during abuse. He was forthcoming. He was a forthcoming guy, and he kind of knew the jig was up. Now, that's not fair to say that they all would, because Al Qaeda trains its people to resist interrogation by pretending to cooperate, by giving them tidbits and trying to lead them away from the most important information. But if you read, for example, Peter Bergen's recent book about the rise of Osama bin Laden, he talks accurately, because I saw it there, how some of these individuals like Khalid Sheikh Mohammed and Abu Faraj al-Libi were giving us false information after being waterboarded hundreds of times. So there's the efficacy and there's the consequence. The efficacy, I already would tell you, I do not see it. I see no value in it, just like I see no value in blackmailing an agent. It's just not efficient. But the cost, I then have to go out and recruit people, recruit terrorists or whomever, and say, listen, you can trust not only me, not only my service, but my country. And they're going to go, yeah, like you tortured these other people.
Yeah.
That's going to make that conversation a little bit awkward when I'm trying to stand on the moral high ground that you need to talk to us, oh, Russian intel officer, oh, terrorist person, because the United States wants the best, right? We're trying to keep the world from going to war. We're trying to, you know, change the Russian oligarchy into a more democratic system. I lose credibility when I have a blot like that on the record of my service and I go into that meeting with this individual. So there's a huge cost to that. There's a huge cost to the US narrative as being the beacon of democracy and such. So, yeah, I nothing good came of that at all.